Peace and blessings. Welcome back. Today we're talking about Leo. In these videos, I'll be going over what do Leos like, what do they dislike, how they are, what can help them, the energy God has put into this energy of Leo, this space of Leo. Making this for the band. If I was a Leo in the band, you know what I'm saying? How would I change? How would my personality change? Things that can help the Leos in the band, you get what I'm saying? This is true for sun sign Leos, moon Leos, ascendant Leos. Also, if you just have a lot of planets in Leo, maybe you have stelliums, things like that, right? But remember, we are all 12 signs, okay? Everyone has a little bit of this Leo energy. It's just the people born under that sign have it more. It's more natural for them. It's more predominant for them. It's easier for them to play these things out, right? So first, okay, the main thing, probably the most important thing, right? Leo rules the heart space, okay? From Aries to Pisces, right? From your foot or from your head to your foot is the zodiac signs, okay? It's the zodiac wheels, the energies, right? Aries is the face, Pisces is the feet. Leo sits at the heart, okay? Evolved and awakened Leos are supposed to have the most perfect and harmonious heart energy, heart space energy, right? You guys have a lot of access to the heart chakra and the secrets of the heart chakra, okay? This is very, very important, right? If, you're just starting your spiritual journey, you are a Leo, I'd advise you to connect with three things, okay? Your heart, right? The sun, which is the symbol for Leo, and God, okay? If you're just starting out, those three things will help you a lot. There's a lot of secrets, a lot of magic, a lot of power, a lot of divine energy in your heart, in the sun, also in God, of course, right? And like I said, because we are all 12 signs, you may find people with stronger heart energy than a Leo, right? But that's just because everyone's on their own level, on their own path. You get what I'm saying? But as a Leo, if you're trying to evolve, you're trying to ascend, you're trying to become a better version of yourself, you're trying to know yourself more, okay, focus more on your heart space. A lot of times our chakras can be going in different directions, be focused on different things, be feeling and thinking different things, right? Our brain can feel a certain way, then that's different than the way our heart feels. Okay, this is very, very deep, right? Your brain, your mind could be saying, hey, this is a good idea. This is the real me. This is what's going on. This is what I think is true. This is how I feel, right? But then you go into your heart space. Your heart may be saying something different to you. Hey, this isn't actually how I feel. I think this is a bad idea. I don't think these people are right for me. I think this is a better opportunity. I think it's better to live this way, right? All those secrets, all those messages sit in your heart space. It's very, very good to connect to this energy. A lot of Leos are emotional. I don't think a lot of astrologers say that. You guys are very, very emotional. Most of the Leos I met are very, very emotional. Again, because Leo deals with the heart space, right? A lot of the emotions, the deep emotions, the true and real you, right? Your true and real emotional state sits in your heart. A lot of times we listen to the brain for emotions, and the heart is saying something differently, right? Same way people can speak with their words and say one thing, but their brain is something else going on. People can speak and say something in one way, but in their heart something else is going on. You get what I'm saying? And their other chakras, other things are going on, right? The heart is the balancing chakra of the body, okay? When all of the other chakras are out of whack, you can alleviate these things a lot. A lot of the major problems by going to the heart. The heart is in the center, okay? It's the most balanced of the chakras usually, right? Because it's right in the middle. The blood, again, flows through the whole body from the heart. As a Leo, you should be aware, right? You may come into contact with people on your path who don't have as much of an awakened heart as you do, right? You may have emotional issues with people, right? You're feeling one way, other people are feeling a different way. You're trying to come to an agreement and to a mutual understanding with each other, right? but the scales are imbalanced sometimes. You get what I'm saying? We all have different energies, right? Even in a band, some of us may be closer to the heart chakra. Some of us may be closer to the crown chakra. Some of us may be closer to the root chakra. You get what I'm saying? So it's good not to judge people where they are at currently, and not judge yourself too harshly where you are currently, right? Things can change. We haven't always been where we are now. You get what I'm saying? We haven't always had the same mindset as we do now. We haven't always had the same emotional intelligence as we do now, right? So understand, the same way you can grow and evolve and adapt, other people can too. So try not to be too judgmental. You get what I'm saying? A lot of Leos can be very judgmental, right? If they don't see things the way they see it, you know, Leo is a fixed fire, right? So if they see other fire energies that aren't their own, that aren't agreeable to them, you know, they may find conflict and negativity, right? This is something Sagittarius are good at, the other fire sign, right? They understand everyone has their own fire. There's fire everywhere. There's fire in everyone. There can be a lot of different fire going on. You get what I'm saying? Everyone has their own creativity, you know, their own passions, their own things they're into, their specific things that they love and things like that, right? Sagittarius understand that, right? Unawakened Leo will have problems and issues with like other people's fire sometimes, right? And this is just how it goes, you know. There's the energy of being a yes man, okay? From a zodiac perspective, Leos kind of appreciate that energy more than anyone else, honestly. Leos find problems when people aren't agreeable with them, you know. If a Leo has an opinion on something and the people that they are around don't share the same opinion, you know, it can become like a thing. You get what I mean? It becomes something more than just a sentence, you know, something more than just a thought. You know, it becomes like emotional. You know, they put emotional weight behind their fixed fire, right? Behind the things they're fixated on, the things that are true to their core, the things they believe in, you know. And it can play out good or bad, right? I'm just speaking on in general, right? And I never know if it's someone new to spirituality, new to astrology, watching my videos, or if it's someone who's been doing this for longer than me. You get what I'm saying? But that is one of the differences you'll find from an evolved Leo and an unevolved Leo. You get what I'm saying? How they take other people's opinions and perspectives, you know. Everyone has their own perspective and opinion about the world and about what's going on, you know, from the most mundane thing like food, you get what I mean, clothing, music, the most mundane things, right? To the very high spiritual, religious, government, you get what I'm saying, power, right? The most powerful things and the most mundane things, right? Everyone has their own opinion and perspective and belief and experience with it, right? But Leos get fixed in their view on it, you get what I mean? Their passion on it, you know, their way of seeing it, their way of expressing it. But as a Leo, it's good not to get too caught up in your own beliefs, you know, because like there's literally billions of us. You get what I'm saying? We all have this, right? A lot of Leos would think their way is the only right way, right? Because they're fixated. It's kind of like a my way or the highway thing. You know, all fixed signs deal with this. You know, Leos deal with this in a creative way, in a fiery way, in a passionate way. You're more likely to run into, you know, creative differences with the Leo because they expect things to be one way. And they're opposite of Aquarius, which is the rebellious sign. You know, Leos don't like when people rebel against them, when people are rebelling against their beliefs, how they do things. You get what I mean? What they're into. And Leos like to show people things. You know, Leos will show you new music, new food, show you new things. You get what I'm saying? New experiences. And that's the energy they get fixed in. So when someone else comes and rebels against what they're showing, right, and tries to say, hey, don't look at that, look at this, don't do that, do this. Hey, this is really a better way. Right? I know the status quo is this, but instead, it's actually better to do this. There's these new studies that saying it's better to do this. There's these new, you get what I'm saying, ways of life, and this new group of people who actually think it's better to do this a certain way. A lot of Leos can get like stuck in tradition and like how they grew up. You get what I'm saying? Like since a very, very young age, they've been fixated on, whatever it is they're into. But things change, and that's just something all fixed signs kind of have more trouble dealing with than other people. Change, like maybe 20 years ago this was the best way, maybe 20 years ago this was the best thing. You get what I'm saying? Maybe 20 years ago the majority of people agreed on it, but it's a different time. It's a different age, it's a different day, it's a different year. You get what I'm saying? It's a different generation. There's alternative methods. Something as simple as that will bring Leos like trouble. Just knowing, oh dude, there's actually alternative methods to that thing you're fixated on, to that thing you've been doing for a super long time, and you only see it one way. You get what I'm saying? When you're in your Leo energy, right, you'll notice that, right? And again, this is just pros and cons. Sometimes too much change is bad. Sometimes you're changing so much, but you're not prepared for it. You're changing so much, but you don't have anyone to show you a new way for real. You're going in blind. You get what I'm saying? It's pros and cons to this, but this is just the pure Leo energy, right? But going back to that yes man energy, that's just like the energy of the sun, right? You have to think, if you believe in scientists and things like that, right? The sun makes up like, I think it was like 96, 97%, 99%, maybe it was like in the high 90s of our solar system, like in mass. The majority of our solar system is just the sun, right? So they think the majority of things they do would be like right. Like Leos really think like that, like, or unless they're like super negative emotion, they'll think the opposite, like everything they do is wrong. They go into those fixed energies a lot. Everything I do is right, or everything I do is wrong. There's no like, oh, I do something wrong, I do something good. Try to stay balanced. You get what I'm saying? I don't think anyone on the planet is doing absolutely the right thing every single time. You get what I'm saying? Without mistakes. It's natural for humans to have flaws, right? Leos take their flaws very, very deeply. It affects them very, very emotionally. Because when you look at the sun, I think that's just like the status quo, like what most people would see and think, especially dealing with like more spiritual people. Most people don't find flaws in the sun. I'm not one of those people. Sometimes it's too hot in the story, right? Sometimes the sun is burning too bright, too strong. Plants start dying. You get what I'm saying? Like there's flaws in literally everything. Just depends on your perspective of it. Don't get caught in those fixed energy. Oh, everything is perfect, everything's fucked up. It's really just, things in the middle for real. The world be balanced for the most part. But all the planets follow the sun. Leos kind of expect everyone to follow them. It doesn't matter what sign you are. Again, you can even be their opposite sign or their square sign. You get what I'm saying? They'll still expect people to follow them in their ways. You get what I'm saying? But everyone has their own way. Even people in so-called groups and collectives, not every Christian does the same thing. Not every witch does the same thing. Not every football coach coaches the same way. You get what I'm saying? Not every artist draws the same way. They'll just get so fixated in thinking there's one way to do something. And it's literally like almost never just one way to do something. Even something like making a glass of tea. There's warm tea, there's cold tea, there's ice, there's lemon, there's different herbs, you know what I'm saying? Millions of different herbs and all that, So you could say, oh, I want a glass of tea. The Leo might think, oh, this is the best tea right here. Give you some green tea or something. This is the tea right here, right? And you could be a whole farmer, millions of teas. Like, actually, for my problems right now, the issues I'm dealing with, this is the best tea. You get what I'm saying? A Leo will have this whole thing going on where they gotta think about it and accept it. Like, all the small details, like simple shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't get caught up on simple, small, mundane things. You have a purpose, right? Like, your energy has one way to go. If you're trying to fulfill your purpose, that's where your energy goes, that way. Don't get caught up in, I gotta prove them wrong, or I gotta show them, or I gotta show off, or man, this person is super wrong. I gotta, just focus on your purpose. That would be my suggestion to all the Leos dealing with Leo energy, because you are supposed to be fixated on your own fire. Right, that's the energy God blessed you with. You're supposed to do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that, right? But if you're really truly fixated on your own fire, you're not gonna care what other people are doing, how other people feel, how other people see you. You get what I'm saying? A lot of Leos deal with that. They care about what other people view them as. The sun really don't care like who it's shining on. You get what I'm saying? You could be in a cave, you could be in a desert, the sun's still gonna shine. You know what I'm saying? The sun not gonna wait for everyone to come outside and start shining. You know what I'm saying? The sun gonna shine whether people are there or not. Right? That's true Leo energy. Whether people are looking at you or not, whether people are agreeing with you or not, whether you got followers or not. Even if the planets weren't following the sun would still be going the same way. You get what I'm saying? These are like small details. Like I said, the sun makes up like the majority of the solar system. That should be your energy. You shouldn't be worried about the 5% that's wrong. A lot of Leos will get caught up in, this is 5% bad, this is 1% bad, this is 10% bad. Not knowing like the majority of it is good. Most people aren't even critics. They're not going to critique you that strongly. You get what I'm saying? Most people aren't watching your every move, checking up on every detail. Negative Leos would think like that. Like, people, like, following me, stalking me, watching every single thing I do. You get what I'm saying? Every step I make, every move I make. It's usually not like that unless you got a stalker. Like, it's usually not like that. You get what I'm saying? Most people are busy living their own lives, trying to pay their bills, trying to get better and farther in life. You get what I'm saying? That's how you know as a Leo you're evolving, right? When you can take other criticism, other opinions, and you can either brush it off if it's not useful, or you can take it if it's good. The lesser evolved Leo energy will push it away, will try to prove you wrong, will try to make you follow them. The higher Leo energy will just say, okay, that's your opinion, that's your perspective, that's how you view it, that's cool. That's cool in the story, right? I'm doing my own thing, you know what I'm saying, in the story. Leos are sextile the air signs, right? Besides Aquarius, okay, Leo, sextile, Libra, and Gemini. These are energies you have access to that you can use, right, better than most earth and water signs, right? Again, you have to look at the whole chart to understand the whole, spectrum. But just speaking in general, you get what I'm saying? A lot of Leos want to be in relationships, want a close one-on-one connection, right? They're sextile Libra. They appreciate beauty, the finer things, clothes, things like that, You guys also sextile Gemini, right? A lot of you guys, feel like you have to be two people sometimes. You really don't have to be two people. You can be yourself, right? But again, this energy can play out good. Sometimes it's better to put on a face, put on a mask, Maybe you're doing something that makes you very anxious, right? Maybe you're doing something for the first time, maybe it's your first time performing, right? Maybe you want to put on a mask, maybe you want to activate that Gemini energy, right? Just to deal with the first time, struggles of doing something. Or maybe you got to talk to someone who you don't agree with. Leos are very strongly opinionated. You could put on a mask if that'll help you, until you get the strength where you don't have to use a mask, until you get the strength where, criticism doesn't affect you that much. Other people's beliefs and opinions don't affect you that much. You can wear a mask, there's nothing wrong with that until you actually get the strength. Even if you put on a mask, you're still there. You're still the one talking, right? You're still the one acting. But that may help you, just until you get more experience and things like that, right? Leos are trying the fire signs. Aries and Sagittarius, the other fire signs. So, like, negative Leos will activate that Aries energy. Maybe they have a negatively affected Mars and things like that, right? The negative Aries energy at that, right? When it's beautiful how it's supposed to be, because you are trying Aries, you should be more comfortable, really, and more impulsive. You get what I'm saying? You should be more individualistic, more creative, more self-sufficient, because you are trying the fire signs. It's easier for your fire to not, go out. That's ultimately what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Aries always make their own fire, right? Leos hold the fire. They keep the fire burning, right? So as a Leo, you want to make sure you have good fire still burning. We can be negative. Everyone's been depressed. Everyone's been sad. You get what I'm saying? You don't want that negative fire burning in you. You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean. You can go into your heart. Your heart can literally clear you of fire, negative fire, right? Once you find that positive fire, that positive spark, that, thing you want to do in life, the way you want to live in life that's positive, that's true to you, it's easy for you to stay fixated in that. Make sure that doesn't dry up, make sure that doesn't burn out. But the opposite is true too. When you have negative fire in you, it's easy for that negative fire to stay. You see a negative Leo. A Leo may be negative for a very, very long time. That's something fixed signs deal with. It's the good and bad. When y'all are into something good, y'all will be in that good thing for a very, very long time. But when y'all are into something bad, y'all may be in that negative thing for a long time. Right? Hopefully this video can help you, alleviate those moments in your life, change those moments in your life. Because you are one of the 3 fire signs, Most other people's fire should be weaker than yours. But again, everyone's on their own path. You get what I'm saying? My heart chakra real, real good. I'm not a Leo. You get what I'm saying? My fire real, real good. I'm not a fire sign. You get what I'm saying? But you can work on these things, improve these things. You're more natural at it. These things will come to you easier, quicker, earlier in life. You get what I'm saying? You don't know a negative Leo when they're cold. Fire signs aren't supposed to be cold. That's the whole point of fire, right? A lot of you guys naturally do have very, very warm energy, very bright people. A lot of you guys may actually look like lions. That's more so true for like Leo risings, but it can play out for your sun sign too. A lot of Leos actually do look like lions. A lot of Leos have very, very beautiful hair. Best hair of the zodiac, I would say, are Leos. But like I said, you guys are opposite Aquarius. So Aquarius is the hardest energy you have in this life, right? That's your opposite energy. So a lot of times you guys can think someone's rebelling on you, plotting on you, scheming on you, want to destroy you, right? Aquarius energy is here to destroy, old, stale, you get what I'm saying, damn near almost demonic, like negative, capitalist at this current generation, just negative society traits, right? All these old laws written hundreds of years ago. Aquarius is here to destroy all this old stuff, right? That doesn't mean you, Leo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys can deal with thinking like people are literally here to destroy you and shit like that. It may play out that way. It literally may play out that way. A lot of us go through conflicts, fights, and things like that, right? But everyone isn't like that, And this is the ebb and flow of the fixed fire. You have to really get in tune with that fire element, right? If you're a Leo, work on your fire element the most, be my suggestion, especially if you're just starting out. But you don't want someone's weaker fire. Again, they're probably not even a fire sign. You don't want someone's weaker fire. They probably aren't close to God. They probably don't do magic. They probably aren't meditating. You know what I'm saying? All that, et cetera, right? You don't want someone's weaker fire invading your energy, your heart, your aura, your brain. You know what I'm saying? Your organs, your chakras, and staying there. You get what I'm saying? That's like someone setting your house on fire. Don't let these people set your heart on fire. And they're not good. You know what I'm saying? They're not one of us. They're not a band member. You know what I'm saying? I set your heart on fire. Feel good. Feel like the best thing ever. You know what I'm saying? But in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? You don't want these people trying to burn your house down. Right? And you not putting the water out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe work on your water element too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can put out that negative fire. You can use that negativity as good. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes a little hate all you need, for real. Let the hate transform into a positive energy. You get what I'm saying? Let the opinions you think wrong and stuff like that, let that transform into a positive energy. Okay, these people wrong, these people lying, these people hating. You know what I'm saying? Let me change that energy and make something good out of it. Even if I can't change the people. That's a secret I think Leos need to hear. You don't have to change the people. Right? You can change the energy though. and how it affects you, how you use it, how you play it out. You know what I'm saying? There's negativity, there's haters left and right as far as I go. You know what I'm saying? You can change the energy though. Oh man, this dude hating on me so much. Let me turn up even more. You get what I'm saying? Let me turn up the stove a little more. Let me shine a little brighter. You get what I'm saying? Let me burn this shit down for real. Like I came here to do. You get what I'm saying? Like don't let the hate get you all emotional and all in your feelings. You get what I'm saying? My perspective, you feel me? People hate Jesus, okay? I'm sure people hate the Buddha, okay? People hate Michael Jackson, okay? People hate LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? People gonna hate you. It don't matter. It don't matter. Last thing on the planet that matters is that. You get what I'm saying? Don't let that weak, you know what I'm saying? Especially not no weak ass, imp ass, demonic ass fire affect your sun, your natural fire, the motherfucking sun that God put there and shit for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Realize, you know, everyone can see you. Everyone can see you shining. Everyone can hear you if you speak. You know, you put something out there, everyone can go see it. That don't mean everyone will see it, gonna fall in love with it. You get what I'm saying? But you're not doing that for those people anyway. Right? That's that Aries trine energy. You know, Aries be doing stuff for themselves. You feel me? For themselves, what they got going on, what's important to them. Sagittarius want to just see what everyone got going on. You know what I'm saying? They want to see the wide spectrum. What these people over here in the world doing, this state, this city, different places. You know what I'm saying? All this different stuff going on, all these different places, right? That's Sagittarius. Y'all supposed to be fixated on y'all fire. And you can do it for whoever you want. As many people or as little people as you want. Y'all like a small sun. Imagine if the sun was like VIP. You feel me? On some petty shit. Like, y'all don't even get no sun today. You know what I'm saying? That's your energy. Your energy special, your energy divine. Realize that. Activate that energy more and more and more. You'll know it to be more and more and more true. You know what I'm saying? It's undeniable, right? You're born under this. You feel me? You ain't picked when you was born. You ain't picked what sign you was born as. You get what I'm saying? In one reality, right? So when it's good, it's really good. You feel me? The sun shining springtime. You get what I'm saying? Y'all, summertime, right? Leo's in the middle of the summer. You know what I'm saying? All the pool parties, barbecues going on. You get what I'm saying? All this good energy, right? Middle of the summer. School out, you feel me? Everybody lit, right? Y'all know bad stuff happening in the summer too. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I go. Don't got nothing to do with the sun. That really shouldn't have nothing to do with your heart. You know what I'm saying? Protect your heart. Express your heart. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a sucker with the heart energy though. Realize people will vamp you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here vamping other motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But as a Leo, you know, you become more and more accepting. You know, even if you don't agree and accept is a different thing. Agree and follow is a different thing. You know what I'm saying? But you can accept people's way of life, way of being. Accept the fact that it's literally billions of us. No one's going to think the same. You know what I'm saying? No one has the same experience. Accept that. You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth. The more truth you'll accept in life, the more truth you find, the more hidden truths you find, you know what I'm saying, on your spiritual journey, the easier it'll be for you to just be your true self. If you're watching this video, I'm guessing it's a Leo. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing against you. A lot of times we can be our own worst enemies. That's true a lot for the fixed signs. You get what I'm saying? Because no one's more fixated on you than you. You get what I'm saying? Like if you are talking to a Leo, maybe you got Leo boss, Leo kids, Leo girlfriend, Leo boyfriend. They do like people being infatuated with them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that heart energy. They want a heart connection, right? But there's different types of heart connections. You feel me? There's the lower heart. There's the higher heart. You feel me? There's weak connections. There's very, very strong connections. There's divine connections. You get what I'm saying? Everyone who affects your heart isn't just, you get what I'm saying, that special or something. Like, I don't want to say it that way, but it is what it is, you know? Sometimes we can let negative people affect our heart. The wrong people affect our heart. That's not points against you. You know, everyone can do that no matter what sign it is, right? A lot of times y'all just take that the worst way. You know, y'all take that the strongest way because that's supposed to be y'all energy. You feel me? But again, realize we all have hearts. You know, we really all 12 signs. You get what I'm saying? Every single one of us. Figure out what your core values are. You know, but if people aren't rebelling on your actual core values, you feel me? Then it shouldn't really be no problem. You know, it's not like a life or death situation. You feel me? Always be respectful, you know, have self-respect, self-love. You know, that's a lot of energy Leos need, really. Self-love, self-respect. It shouldn't matter if other people respect you, you know. That's that trine Aries, though, right? Aries are better at that part. You feel me? It shouldn't matter if people respect you. You feel me? People disrespect you, find people who will respect you. You get what I'm saying? Shouldn't matter if everyone love you. People don't love you, find people who do love you. Shouldn't matter if everyone following you. People don't want to follow you. People don't think what you're saying is true. Find people who will follow you. Find people who agree with you. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Because y'all get fixed. A lot of times y'all don't want to move around. That could be mentally. That could be emotionally. That could be in the heart space. Sometimes you literally got to move the energy around. You get what I'm saying? Don't just be stuck there. Don't just get stuck in your head. Don't just get stuck in the past. Don't just get stuck in your feelings. Don't just get stuck in your emotions. You know, don't just get stuck in an old conversation. Don't get stuck in the old way things used to be. Because this fixed energy can still change. Again, we're all 12 signs. It just usually don't. You know, it just usually doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be fixed and, you know what I'm saying? Say you got a car payment for 3 years or something, right? That's fixed energy, right? You fixed. You stuck in this car payment for years. You know what I'm saying? That's fixed, right? You get in an accident. Car could blow up. You know what I'm saying? It could be a recall. You might have to move. You might got to sell the car. You can break out of fixed energy, right? If you are fixed in negative things, maybe you got negative placement in Leos and stuff like that. You can break out of negative fixed things, right? It's just harder to do than a cardinal energy or a mutable energy, but it's still possible. You get what I'm saying? You could be fixed in a 10-year marriage, right? That's fixed energy, 10-year marriage. You get what I'm saying? You can still break out of that. Maybe your partner cheating, or your partner crazy, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, right? You can still break out these fixed things. A lot of times it takes y'all longer to do that, though. You know, so activate that trine energy, that Sagittarius, that Aries energy. That's y'all trine sign. That's the fire energy. You know what I'm saying? When you awaken that fire energy fully, you understand, I don't have to be fixed over here. The same stuff I'm doing over here and I believe in and I'm creating over here, I can do it somewhere else. I can do it with other people. I can do it by myself if I have to. You get what I'm saying? That's the true, like, trine energy activating. You get what I'm saying? Leo's really like creative people. You know, if you're creating something, you know, Leo will actually take interest in it. You get what I'm saying? Just because they're naturally creative people. They don't have to try hard to be creative, you know. This is like, you know, more of the pros. You get what I'm saying? I ain't trying to sound too negative in this video. I'm really just trying to help the band members. Y'all know I'm coming straight love. You get what I'm saying? Y'all are naturally creative people, naturally passionate people, naturally bright people, naturally attractive people, right? Like, people who want to follow you. And these people, you know, you may think, why are these people following me? Why do these people like me? Why do these people want me around? You know what I'm saying? And use your discernment. Could be for a good reason. They really just like you. They want to learn from you, be around you, be your friend, be your partner, you know what I'm saying, etc., etc. It could be a negative reason too. These people want to be around you and following you because they want to take your energy, take your light. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to paint the balanced picture. You know what I'm saying? This is just real life. You know what I'm saying? So know, you get what I'm saying? Who's in your circle that you really want? Who in your circle that you don't want to let go of? You get what I'm saying? Who in your circle you will be better off without? Right? That's like the sun and the planets. You get what I'm saying? It's like the sun picked these planets to, you know what I'm saying? Scientifically, the sun energy, the gas cloud made the planets in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Like, the sun made these planets damn near. You know what I'm saying? And they following the sun for a reason. It's not no random, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this a stranger. Or, you know what I'm saying? This an enemy. Or this a liar, this a backstabber, this a thief, this someone I don't want around. No, the sun said, I'm picking these planets for a reason, and we going where we going. You get what I'm saying? So make your circle people who are agreeable to you, people who you want around, people who better you. You know what I'm saying? People who share in your passions, your creativity, people who can help you, with your passion, your creativity, people who can influence you in a positive way. You know, a lot of Leos can get real emotional, real deep over people who, you know what I'm saying, don't have that much value to offer them. It's like the sun said he wanted these planets. You know what I'm saying? If the sun wanted to make 20 more planets, 30 more planets, the sun probably could have did that. But he said, no, this is the perfect amount. This is what I need. These the motherfuckers who really gonna help me to make the whole fucking zodiac wheel and shit. You know what I'm saying? To make God's image, God's picture and shit. It's these motherfuckers. Right? So understand that, you know, you are close to Leo. You know, they will value you. You know, they live in that heart energy. They will value you. It's just sometimes they get fixed in shit they wasn't supposed to get fixed in. You get what I'm saying? Leo might get fixed in some shit that's bad for them. You feel me? And it's like, it takes a whole lot of time to actually get them out of that shit. And everybody don't got that time, you know? It just is what it is. Some people move slower than others, you feel me? Some people move faster than others. This is another secret too. Okay, a Leo aura is naturally brighter than most others people, right? You guys carry that sun energy, right? I have 4 planets in Aquarius, right? The opposite of Leo, right? I notice my own aura, you know, can be dark, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better term, right? Even when it's positive, even when it's good, even when it's joyful, even when it's fun, even when it's inviting, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's that Aquarius energy. We sprinkle in a little bit of that wild shit, that chaotic shit, that rebellious shit, that darker energy, right? It's winter time. You know, my aura is more of a winter time, right? There's beautiful winter days, you feel me? Nothing wrong with a little bit of snow, you know what I'm saying? A little snowboarding, you feel me? A little fire pit, you feel me? There's beautiful winter days, right? But Leos, you know, you have that opposite. You got that sun aura around you. You know what I'm saying? Even if you could be in your most negative state ever, you still have that sun aura around you, right? And it'll be better for you, more natural for you, you know, to activate more of that light energy, you know. I'll make more like light videos and stuff like that, light magic videos, light working videos and stuff like that. But that energy is natural to you, it's easy to you, and it's really what you guys are here for. You know, you guys are actually supposed to spread light. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be a pillar of light. Everyone who comes to your energy, to your part of the world, to your part of the reality of your, you know what I'm saying, your part of the simulation, it's supposed to feel light. It's supposed to feel warm. It's supposed to feel like summertime. And a lot of you guys actually naturally have that, right? Whether you know it or not. You know, you may be wondering why are people attracted to you, why people always want to talk to you. You get what I'm saying? You actually have light. It's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be in the heart center. It's supposed to feel good. It's supposed to be true. You know what I'm saying? Your heart carries a lot of truth. You know? This is, I'm very empathetic. You know, my third eye open. I see things. You get what I'm saying? I go to the mall by myself, right? And it's cool, you know? Regular mall shit. You know, everybody done been to the mall. Cool shit. I go to the mall with my Leo homie. His aura would literally, like, light up the mall. Like, y'all literally do that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make shit shine a little bit more naturally. You get what I'm saying? Especially when y'all feeling good, y'all in positive energy, y'all working on yourselves, you get what I'm saying? Y'all financial situation good, y'all relationships good, y'all family good, you know what I'm saying? The better and better life be for y'all, the more light y'all will shine. And y'all can make places better literally just by being there. You get what I'm saying? Y'all really don't gotta do too much. A lot of times Leos think they gotta do a whole lot, this, right? Because the sun got so much energy naturally. A lot of times y'all really don't gotta do too much, right? Just focus again on the one way, on the one purpose, on the one mission, you get what I'm saying? Which is you. You know, you don't gotta go talk to everyone. You don't gotta go shake everybody's hand. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta go learn everybody's name for real. It's fixed on you. Let people come up to you, learn your name, shake. You know what I'm saying? Put their hand out. You feel me? They can start the conversation. You feel me? You don't gotta do everything. Like, a lot of Leos think they gotta do everything. Maybe you do in your own life. You feel me? You by yourself and stuff like that. You ain't got no help. You feel me? Everybody can go through those situations, right? But astrologically speaking, you know, y'all really don't gotta do everything, right? Because even though, again, the sun takes up the majority of the mass of the solar system, right? It's only home in one sign. There's still 11 other signs. You know, they even split it up equally, even though the sun is the biggest. You feel me? This is like secrets, like, don't belittle other people. Also, don't let other people belittle you. You know, it's that fine balance. You know, it's really respect. You know, work on respect and love from the heart, that true deep. You know what I'm saying? You'll know it's working. You'll know it's deep. You'll know it's really start crying a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You get emotional a little bit. Like, dang, I ain't know my heart was really feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? Check up on your heart for real. So peace and blessings. Thank y'all for making it to the end. Hope y'all have a super day, a super week, a super month, a super year. We're working on our super angels. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.